All right, hi. My name is Shannon Hain, and I'm the Director of Product Marketing for Magento 2. And first off, I'd like to welcome you to Imagine. I hope that today has been productive and informative, and hopefully we'll be adding to that knowledge base this afternoon. We know that many of you have questions about our new platform, Magento 2, and so I'm very excited to have a very experienced panel here today, folks who have been actively developing on the platform to build both new sites and to migrate existing sites. And I've asked them today to come prepared to talk to you a little bit about their experiences on Magento 2, as well as to share some advice to all of you who may be embarking on a new Magento 2 project. I'm very pleased that in our panel here today we have both merchants and solution partners who have been engaged in 3 distinct projects. And I'm going to introduce each of those project teams quickly here. So starting off, I have Jeannie Peterson, who is the co-founder of Soul Lingerie. And she's joined today by her solution partner, Brian Beck, who is the SVP of e-commerce and omnichannel strategy at Guidance. Right next to her is Ashley Gensler, who is CEO of Decor, and she's joined by Kaushal Shah, who is the director of the Magento practice for Proficient. And finally, we have Bill Mahar, who is at the very end here. He's the vice president of marketing and e-commerce for Leading Lady. And he's also joined by his solution partner, Michael Rosenthal, who is the e-commerce manager for Alpine Consulting. So just to give you a sense of the structure for today's session, we're going to start off by having our merchants and partners here talk to you a little bit about their businesses to give you some context, and then talk a bit about their Magento 2 projects, and as well as really what they've liked about Magento 2 and what their experiences with that product have been like. Then we're going to switch gears a little bit, and I'm actually going to ask them some questions in order to get a little deeper on certain topics. And finally, we're going to open it all up to you for your questions. So please be ready a little bit later in the session to have your questions for our esteemed panel today. So why don't we go ahead and get things started. Maybe, Jeannie, you can tell us a little bit about you and your business and your experiences with Magento thus far.
My name is Jeannie Peterson. I am the co-founder of Soul with my sister, Cindy Johnson. We founded Soul in 1997, so long 19 years ago. We are a very unique part of the marketplace for intimate apparel because we are very, very high-end, and yet at the same time we mix that with a lot of fun. So our goal in what we do is to take something that for a lot of women is a chore and something that's not so pleasant and turn it into a joy. So our goal is simply to make bra fitting fun. And we do that by being extremely customer-centric. So we employ a fantastic team of women who we call fitters, and they take this whole experience of going into a fitting room and having to talk one-on-one with somebody about something you may like about your body, you may not like about your body, and we turn that into a relationship and a lot of fun. And so we were previously on Community. We are currently now on Magento 2, and we chose Guidance to be our guide, if you will, throughout that, because it seemed quite daunting to us to take what we know in our brick and mortar extremely well and translate into something that our customers can actually experience as well.
Well, thanks, Jeannie. I'm Brian Beck. I'm the Senior Vice President of Strategy, and I run our strategy practice at Guidance. I have to say, being the only guy working on this project, I haven't talked about bras so much since I was in high school. Anyway, Guidance is about a 22-year-old e-commerce and management consulting firm, and we work with all kinds of companies to help them build their business. We focus both on strategy, but also on design, development, hosting, and maintenance for our clients. So really excited to work with Soul. We do work with a lot of other clients, people ranging in size from smaller and emerging retailers and brands all the way up to the Charming Charlies and Foot Lockers of the world. So really a broad range. I'm excited to be here to talk to you about our project together. We'll get into a little more of that later.
Yep, great, thank you.
Great. Hi, I'm Ashley Gensler. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Decor. We are an online, I guess that's somewhat obvious, but an online custom home furnishings company aimed at professional and DIY designers. And basically, we allow our users to create custom home furnishings from window treatments to bedding, pillows, really anything kind of home textiles in nature online. And a little bit about how that works. I only have this one slide that doesn't show it effectively, but you can check us out at loomdecor.com, or you can check out our Magento site at beta.loomdecor.com. And essentially what you do is you select a silhouette, what we call a silhouette. Say you're interested in a drapery for your home, and then you can apply the fabrics that you're interested in and see what that's going to look like, as well as make other customizations, size. Maybe you want a particular type of lining. In our new site, you'll be able to add things like trims. So you basically can get the perfect thing for your home, both style and size-wise. We've been on Magento 1 since 2012, and we are currently, as I said, we're in the development phase, and we have a beta site for you guys to look at this week. And we'll talk a little bit more about kind of the Magento 2, I think, in the next go-round. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kaushal Shah. I'm the director of Magento practice at Proficient. Proficient basically is a full-service digital marketing agency and a commerce solution provider that focuses on end-to-end customer experience transformation. And our core areas are enterprise e-commerce, B2C, B2B, B2B2C, content management solutions, and also we have a large team of digital marketers. We have user experience designers. We have search engine marketers that focus on driving quantity and both quality traffic to the sites that we build and develop and deploy. And also, we manage our clients' paid search and help them with any technical SEO advice that they need. So all in all, with this creative capabilities and all the deep understanding of technical, all the platforms and so on, that positions us really well in the market to provide a large portfolio of digital solutions. And regarding Magento 2, I'm really excited about this opportunity and to talk about our experience with this beta release that we have, especially because this is a very unique project where we are integrating Magento with Adobe Scene 7 and creating a visual configurator. Mm-hmm. So I'll talk more later.
Great.
Hi, I'm Bill Mahar from Leading Lady. Leading Lady is a intimate apparel company. It's been in business for 75 years. We service maternity and full figure. Right now, we were originally on Magento Community 1.7, and sorry, the slides. So we were on Community 1.7, and we decided to upgrade to Magento 2.0. We just felt the project would answer all the solutions that I would have to improve our business.
Great, great.
Michael Rosenthal from Alpine Consulting. We have been a Magento Gold partner since 2010, and we're based out of Chicago, Illinois. We've been working extensively with Magento's ECG team since the beta became available. And Alpine, as an organization, does both new builds for sites from scratch, as well as migrations and support for both B2C and B2B sites. In particular around B2B, we have a lot of expertise and understanding around quoting, workflows and approvals, and custom pricing. If you have more questions for me, feel free to find us at booth 223 later on.
Great. So maybe now can you take us through some of your projects a little bit and tell us a little bit about your experience with Magento 2, what has been particularly compelling and had a big impact on your business?
I think the quickest and most remarkable change for us was that our previous Magento site on Community was just painfully slow. The searchability was challenging, just the additional things that we had chosen to customize because it wasn't out of the box had made things very difficult. And to be able to see that switch in such a short time was quite an amazing experience for our team, but also really for our customers. Mm-hmm. And that was our entire goal, was to make our customer experience better.
Yeah, when we first got involved with Jeannie, it was, you came to us for strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were looking at doing a project together to understand where she could go to bring this amazing retail experience. And guys, I mean amazing. She has per square foot numbers in her retail store that would make Neiman Marcus blush. It's really incredible how much she does through that store. And it's really about the experience, and the experience, really taking that from the physical to the digital. And so when we talked about, what does that look like? And then we came to her with a Magento 2 offering, and it was really a no-brainer because she wanted to bring that to life online and tell stories. And I'm sure you're going to talk a little bit more about some of the content you're doing because it's really exciting. Some of the content aspects and some of the features. And what I personally love about Magento 2 is, for years, and I come from not only on the consulting side but also the operating side. So I've been with Magento for 5-6 years as an operator. In fact, I ran e-commerce at Harbor Freight Tools, and really we went live on the much earlier version of Magento Enterprise. So I've experienced all things about Magento, the good, bad, and the ugly. But the thing that we realized quickly was that scale was important, and one of the things that Magento 2 addresses is exactly that, right? So if you think about her business and where she wants to go with it digitally and reaching new markets and scaling, not only does Magento 2 now retain the flexibility of Magento 1, but now it also has the ability to effectively scale and really allow her to build her business beyond where she is today. So exciting stuff.
That's great. That's great. What about you, Ashley?
Well, we had 3 main goals, I'd say, when we migrated to Magento 2. We were actually looking at migrating, just making some upgrades with our Magento 1 site, and Proficient approached us with this opportunity, which kind of was everything we were looking for right at the right time. That never happens, right? So one of those was we wanted to go responsive. Our current site is not mobile friendly at all, unfortunately for us. And the Magento 2 platform and theme is entirely responsive, and it's really we're really excited about how mobile friendly we're going to be. It's pretty amazing, even for a highly customized and configurator, that we're going to be able to do that entire configuration process in a mobile environment. So that was one of the areas that was really important to us. The second was performance. So I mentioned that all of our products are customizable, and for those of you who kind of have a deeper knowledge of Magento, that means that a lot of our products are bundled products. Currently on Magento 1, we have kind of a core group of customizable bundled products, and then what we call our inspirations, which is like 10,000 different designs that you can start from, and those are all simple products. And with the new Magento 2 site, the performance, the database capabilities are improved to the point where we really have been able to re-architect that experience, and it's going to allow us for a much easier administration. We're most likely going to end up having all of our products bundled products, even though that's such a more complex product type on Magento, and that's really opened up a lot of possibilities. In our new site, you're now able to customize an exact size you want. So you want a perfect width drapery and a perfect length so that it fits, let's say you have a floor-to-ceiling window or, wall-to-wall windows like we have here in Win. It's hard to do that with kind of your average e-commerce platform. And so we've customized Magento 2, and I've done it in a way that has been much higher performing, to be able to allow for that, as well as be able to add additional customization features that we currently don't have, like being able to add trims, just kind of making it a more all-in experience, especially for our designer clients they really want what they want, and some of that happens offline now, and now we're able to put that whole experience online and make it even easier to buy custom furnishings with Loom. And then the third aspect, so I mentioned, responsiveness, performance. What was the third aspect?
I don't remember.
Maybe I'll Kaushal.
Maybe Kaushal can fill that in.
Kaushal will fill that in for me, or I'll come back to me and I'll remember it.
So we did the first Loom Decor site back in 2012, and at that time it was one of the complex sites. We were integrating with Adobe Scene 7 visual configurator, and the most complex part was, as Ashley mentioned, the bundle products. And gradually, as time passed, we started adding more fabrics, and at one point for every product there were like 2,000 fabrics, and the pricing was complex as well. So within a bundle product, we would have markups for a premium fabric, so where we use virtual products and a combination of all those virtual products. So gradually, the site kept getting slower and slower, and I think the time was right for us to move to something either 1.14 for responsive, or we got this opportunity, and looking at all these features that about performance improvements and everything that I'd read about, I thought this was the best step forward. And now that I look back, and we've taken this decision, taken this step, I think it has turned out very well.
I remembered my third.
All right.
It's an important one too. So we're a startup. I mean, we're a young company and we're changing all the time. And we literally just changed our market from being very focused on the consumer to being much more focused on the designer just in the past year, which has major implications for what kind of features you need on your site. We found that with Magento 1, it was getting expensive and time consuming to add those features, to make those customizations, to integrate new modules. And as we heard about what Magento 2 could do and the fact that it could really enhance your development cycle, get those new features faster, and even more importantly, as you start building all these customizations on top, still be able to upgrade your site without having a lot of issues and development time associated with it. That's huge for us. It really allows us to keep building our business and keep changing and modifying and becoming who we need to be for our customer as we learn more about, generally it's a her, but as we learn more about her. So that's been very important to us as well.
Great. What about you, Bill? And actually, I think I'm going to, yeah.
You get to my
Your slide, don't pay attention to the slides down here. Watch the one up here. That's what we're on.
Right. We were originally on Magento 1.7 community, and we had a lot of challenges. Some of it was like SEO and things of that sort. But Matt Cutts from Google said, hey, look, we're not going to be able to be ranked organically and things of that sort. So we did this on mobile. So we did a quick temporary mobile website, but it was temporary. We knew we needed something better for the consumer experience. I sell to a maternity crowd and to a full-figured consumer base. And right now, if you go to my website, you don't even know what it is. And we really needed to create a new experience for the consumer and direct them to what was most important to them. So if you go to the next slide, please. Part of what we were doing is the homepage that you just saw. It was just a totally SEO page, but we had some really tremendous growth. And we wanted to integrate the SEO into the look of the platform. So with Google, we had like a 108% increase in business, in traffic. Bing, we had a 509% increase in traffic. And Yahoo, we had a 363% increase in traffic by just optimizing and trying to get our community up to speed. But we really needed something else. Part of the mobile getting with Google, part of our website wasn't being shown and indexed in the mobile side of search. If you look at the chart, the only thing that went down in our performance was their cost of advertising, the cost of organic. Can we please go to the next slide? This is leadinglady.com on Magento 2.0. As you see, it's a fully responsive site. It's just a much better user experience. The left-hand side of this site is for full figure. The right-hand side of the site is for nursing. And if you really look at the responsive design on this, it's a really beautiful experience for the consumer. It's just a really nice change. And the load times on the pages and everything it's very fast. It exceeded my expectations, and I'm really happy about the responsiveness and for the tablet and for the mobile phone and for the desktop, the speed that we're getting. Can we go to the next slide, please? The reason I chose Magento 2.0 was because of the affordability, scalability, the improved customer experience. It's SEO friendly. For productivity for my team to update products and add them fastly. It's PCI compliant, and the customization for the things I need to grow the business. Part of 2.0 will be integrated with Jet, Google Merchant Center, and Amazon advertising, and we plan to do a lot more with that to increase the business. Mike has really helped me a lot on this, and it's just been a really great experience. If you look at this slide, this slide is my nightmare slide. This is the slide I hated the most about our current site. It's just all this SEO all over the place, and it's not a consumer experience. If you go to the next slide. And this is Magento 2.0. I didn't lose the SEO. I didn't lose the way the consumers shop by bra size. It's hidden. Shop by bra size. They click it, it pops up. It's just a much better experience.
Michael again. So when working with Bill, we had a couple goals for going from the Magento 1 to Magento 2 project. The first goal was really dealing with making the code and code base more maintainable. So in the Magento 1 code base, over time and a couple vendors prior to Alpine stepping in, the number of extensions had ballooned up to 77. And so we really needed to kind of take a step back and understand what do we need, what can be replaced by core functionality, and what can just be removed altogether. So really that was one of the main focuses. We've also talked previously about responsive design. So going from what we had in Magento 1, where we had a separate theme for the desktop and for mobile, to now where we have a responsive theme that can meet all the needs. It's more maintainable for us. The third thing really, as everyone else has indicated, performance of Magento 2. So one of the things that's really big for us is being able to support PHP 7 so that we can render pages faster and ultimately have a better customer experience. One of the things we really have liked, especially about the project going in the beta program from Magento 1 to Magento 2, is taking advantage of the data migration tooling. So Magento provides tooling that enables you to migrate your data from your M1 site to M2. And it doesn't matter what version you're on, it supports many iterations. So in our case, the tooling is self-aware of the database mapping from 1.7 to Magento 2. So that really saved Alpine a lot of time. I think I indicated there several hundred hours. I mean, that ultimately hits Bill. He's saving 30,000 in development costs that would otherwise be incurred. In terms of the tooling, we did have to do about 100 hours to customize that over and above what the tooling gave. So it was basically building an extension on top of the tooling. And that really was to accomplish a 5-step process that we put in place to accomplish the migration. So step 1 really was installing a new version of Magento with about half of the extensions. The reason for this is some of the extensions, as we received them, really didn't take into account being installed on a clean version of Magento or without some of the Magento core libraries that are required. So we had to turn them off, at least for the initial install. So we got 50% of the extensions installed. Then once the base install was done, we were able to go through another iteration and load about 25% of the extensions. Then we could actually go into the migration itself. The migration itself takes 2 steps. One step to migrate all of the configuration and settings, and a second step to migrate all of the data. The data would include both core data as well as extension data, as long as you've updated the appropriate XML files in the data migration tooling. Once that's done and that data is migrated, we could then install the remaining extensions, and then we kind of went into the 5th step, which is really a triage mode. What doesn't work after the data migration occurs? And so we had to put a number of scripts in place to handle things. So 2 quick examples around that are, one, in Magento 1.7, we had a separate extension to handle swatches because it's not supported in Magento 1.7. So we had an extra step to take that data and migrate that into the Magento 2 core tables to take advantage of that, so we no longer need that extension. Another example is that the encryption from Magento Community to Magento Enterprise changes. So after migrating customer data, we couldn't log into the system until we ran some additional scripts to rectify that. We've run through a couple dry runs as we're going towards going live. And you can see here in about a 2-hour process, we're able to move several thousand products, CMS pages, customers and orders, promotions, and all the extension settings. That is doing a full migration. The tool also provides a delta migration should you want to go down that route. So you can migrate some of the data now, and then Magento creates a bunch of separate tables and triggers. So then when you run the migration a second time, the delta will pick up that data and then overlay it onto your new site.
Yeah, interesting.
Go ahead.
Add something. The interesting thing about what you're talking about. I know there's retailers in the room, I'm assuming, right? So we've got a good number of folks here. One of the things you might think about with this, when you think about Magento 1, if you're already on Magento 1 versus a Magento 2, is this really a full replatforming? Should you consider other platforms, things like that? And I think the points you're making are really good, because what they're speaking to is the ability for a retailer to, for what Magento's investing in helping people get to Magento 2.
Yes.
Right, I know, and the extension community is, I think, starting to get there, right? So that was the other thing we were talking about ahead of time, was really the fact that, because so many of us who have Magento 1 sites have a lot of extensions installed, that's a piece that needs to get there in order to make it easier. But based on our conversation earlier, you guys have quite a few extensions, right? Almost
70 extensions.
70.
We're down to 44.
Right. So right. So okay. So but the point is that those folks all have to be ready for the migration too. Right. So, but it's getting there, right?
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.